Dear bottoms, if you tell top, I'm verse. That basically means you bottom. I ain't gonna lie, if you say you verse, you ain't topping me, so as long as you can take what I'm laying down, that's cool. They say verses have more fun. I kinda believe it, but that's some type of fun that I just don't want to find out.
I saw a tweet earlier this week from this man who dates men, and he's a top, and he made a comment about, do bottoms have a hard time dating? I didn't know that bottoms had a hard time dating. How are you all having relations with men who are bottoms and don't understand this? Because you all treat bottoms how straight men treat women.
This one, all right, y'all. So on this one, there was two topics that people were sending me that they wanted me to react to. All right. So both of these are pretty similar, so that's the reason why I'm gonna just go ahead and react to both of them on this video. Let's go. All right, so the first one I'm gonna react to is a guy making a statement saying versatile equals bottom to a top. All right, I'm gonna watch the video and give my commentary. Let's go.
Dear bottoms, if you tell top, I'm verse. That basically means you bottom. I ain't gonna lie, if you say you verse, you ain't topping me, so as long as you can take what I'm laying down, that's cool. They say verses have more fun. I kinda believe it, but that's some type of fun that I just don't want to find out. And I'm used to like seeing like tops or bottoms usually like really adamant on I'm a top, I'm a bottom. But when I see a verse really on some like, nah, I'm a verse and I'm gonna get you and you get me, like I'm just like, this is different. No judgment zone. Anybody can be what they want to be, even if you don't look like it or act like it. I mean, is there really a way to act like a top or a bottom? That's a whole nother conversation, but at the end of the day, you know, ain't no way no verse is ever going to top me. I mean, even if you was the top, you would still ain't topping me. I don't know, it's not as strange as sides, but it's still like not something you see every day, you know?
All right, so versatile equals bottom to a top. That statement is true to a real top like myself. Now, what he was saying was basically he's versatile from what he said. He said, if you're versatile, you're not topping me. So that means that you're versatile, but if a nigga's versatile, you only gonna top him, or if he's like, I've heard a lot of guys in this community say shit like that, where it's like they don't like tops bottoming or tops becoming versatile or whatever. They want a top to just stay a top. I've been told that a lot by a lot of people on my topics, so I'm gonna address that really quick. So look, I feel the same way about that I do feel about femme tops. I don't feel like I should have to tell bottoms to have a type. I don't feel like I should tell them that they should accept femme tops. However, I do tell them that if they're feminine, then they need to accept femme tops. Don't push away what you are, is basically what I'm trying to say in all these statements. If you're dark skinned, don't shun dark skins. If you're feminine, don't shun feminine dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least accept what you're giving and bring it to the table. So if he's saying that he's versatile, but if he comes across a dude that is a versatile dude, he ain't gonna let him smash because he knows that this nigga gets smashed or he takes D in other areas and with other people. So I'm gonna say it like this. I consider versatiles bottoms because that's all that they're gonna do with me. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, yeah, okay, I can respect what you said, but it ain't gonna mean nothing because that's what you're doing over there. It doesn't matter that you're versatile to me as long as, yes, versatile says you can get smashed. So to me, when a dude say he verse, it just means like, the only thing that I get from that as a top is, okay, so you masculine bottom or something. Like, you got more masculine ways about you. So it's more of a turn on to a top to hear versatile than bottom. But if I was versatile, then it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're verse, it shouldn't matter. But I will say this though. My boyfriend still has not topped me yet. Just between y'all, you know, y'all my subscribers, y'all my supporters. I haven't gave an update on that. Y'all been asking, so I feel like this is a video I could give an update on. And I feel like one of the reasons why he has not tried to is because in a way, he kind of told me that would emasculate me to him. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he doesn't want to smash me because now he sees me as more dominant and I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's true top shit though. So if you versatile and a dude would never want to smash you, well then what are you gonna do? If you're versatile with this mindset, basically what I'm trying to say is if you're versatile with this mindset and you get with another verse dude and then he wants to top you, you're not gonna let him top because you know he got smashed by other dudes. Kind of like when a female is like, oh, if a nigga get with a dude, then he just automatically gay. Like, it emasculates him to her. That's basically what you're trying to say, is that it'll emasculate the dude to you, so you'll only look at him like he can only be getting, you know, taking D now because he done took D before, basically. Or he likes taking D on a regular. He likes to be versatile. So to you, that's emasculating him. You want only a top to top you. So if a dude says he's verse, so basically dudes like this, they feel like they're the masculine, more of the bottoms or the masculine verse dudes. So they only can get topped by real tops. You know what I'm saying? They can't get topped by average niggas on their level is basically what they're trying to say. Is that other versatile dudes is just average niggas on their level and it doesn't intrigue them. And they feel like they wanted the girls with them. Maybe, is that what I'm saying? Hey, I'm getting, I don't know. You know, like, tell me what y'all think. Have y'all heard this before? I know I have, but coming from another versatile dude is what's weird because you should want to have the best of both worlds. So versatile dudes is all mixed up too. I've heard all these different standards that versatile guys have. But it's like if you're verse, you're supposed to be able to do both. With one person, you can be a bottom in a relationship. With another person in a relationship, you could be a top. You could be versatile fully on in a relationship too. But if every time a dude you hear getting smashed or you smash a dude is going to emasculate him to you, well then that means you need to only be in top-bottom relationships. You know what I'm saying? So like that means you need to get with a top like me that does not want to be smashed, or you need to get with a bottom that's pure bottom. But that ain't gonna satisfy y'all. That's what I noticed too. I noticed something about verse dudes. They'll settle as a bottom in a relationship with a top, but they will not, or they'll rarely ever be a top in a relationship with a bottom. Because I think it exposes that most men are gay because they like penis. And so when you take a bottom that doesn't want to see his top, or doesn't want to see his top as an equal that likes penis also, you're going to end up with this, what y'all call heteronormative dynamic. And it works for a lot of people. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine. But this is another reason why I kind of just say tops and bottoms when I address the community. And I don't really say versatile a lot because versatile to me is a gray area as fuck. And it's not really clear as to what that is, because y'all be flip-flopping on certain dudes. Like if a dude's more masculine or taller than you or bigger than you, then you'll bottom for him, but you won't top him, and you'll call him a tall bottom if he wants some dick. You know what I'm saying? And because technically most guys that are full tops, we'd be turning y'all out. So it's like we be just smashing y'all is what I'm trying to say. We turn y'all in the bottoms. So it's like, to me, I do feel like versatile just means picky bottom, or like, you know, you only bottom for certain niggas of certain stature, class, etc., which means you're just a picky bottom to me. You know, like whenever I come around a verse dude, he always submit to me. So I just be like, you're really just a bottom in disguise, but I don't have a problem with that. I like that. I like that shit. But if you're a verse dude, for real verse dude, you shouldn't like that, because then that means that all these niggas is some, oh, that's why he's saying that. He probably, because he's more masculine, I bet you most of the time when he meet versatile dudes, they always want to submit to him, kind of like me. They treat him like they treat me, because they just basically going off of aesthetics. Okay, are you masculine? Da-da-da-da. Cool, I'm gonna let you top me. But then when they find out that this nigga versatile, then all of a sudden he's turned off, because he's like, oh, you was coming after me because you thought I was a top, so you're really a bottom. So nah, y'all niggas ain't fucking me. Like I see what he's saying now. Yup. I see what he's saying. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think. comment on this one. I'm about to watch the second one. Let's go.
I saw a tweet earlier this week from this man who dates men, and he's a top, and he made a comment about, do bottoms have a hard time dating? I didn't know that bottoms had a hard time dating. How are you all having relations with men who are bottoms and don't understand this? Because you all treat bottoms how straight men treat women. If we're being honest, the person who is getting penetrated, none of their feelings or any their pleasure is derived. They do not get a say so. And that is how we treat people like Cassie and Jane Doe. The same way that straight men are happy to see Diddy get off would be the same gay men who would do that if the roles were reversed and this was a queer relationship with the power dynamics included, because they would argue that, oh, he knew what he wanted. He was trying to get over on him. Y'all do the same thing. Y'all do the same thing, and y'all need to let it go.
That was interesting. So that put me into some thinking. So first I'm going to say this. I feel like he kind of misconstrued. At first I was with him because, like, yes, we do treat bottoms like straight men treat women. And I guess when he was going off of that was he said that bottoms have a hard time dating. That was the original topic that he was talking about, right? And saying that tops don't understand why bottoms have a hard time dating. Well, I've said it many times, but y'all always want to call me misogynistic and shit, as if I'm wanting it to be like that for y'all. I don't want it to be that way. I'm just a truth teller saying what's on the table. I'm just telling y'all what's on the table. So what's in this community, what's going on is basically bottoms are getting passed off and not taken seriously, because bottoms have always thought that just because they're men, they think that they can utilize their butthole just like tops use their penis. And I'm sorry, that has been one of the biggest lies that y'all been told, to kind of copy off a woman with this whole liberated shit. Women who allow themselves to get smashed by all these different dudes, they get treated just like bottoms basically do. So I did agree with him on that part. If y'all feel like y'all are equal just because y'all want to be, just because y'all don't like the judgment, just because y'all don't like that we have standards like that, and y'all want to say that we're like patriarchal, trying to suppress you, trying to belittle you, well, it really is just, that just doesn't float our boat. It's okay for y'all to say what y'all don't like, but when we say what we don't like, then all of a sudden we're wrong, we're misogynistic. Why come y'all can sleep with all these people, but we can't? Well, I'm going to tell y'all, and I've been done told y'all. So let me say it again. So the reason why we can is because bottoms are the ones who hold standard for tops. Bottoms don't have standards for tops. As long as you're masculine, you got some good wood, especially if you a decent size down there in the pants, and you got a cool personality, a cool vibe. That's all they be worried about. I've dated so many dudes before I got in my relationship, and that's another thing that turned me off. It's like, if all it takes is a nigga to come through with some masculinity, some looks that you like, and a style and a vibe, well, that means most of these niggas can copycat me and get in your pants. That's not really anything. Y'all don't hold tops to standards that we hold y'all to. If y'all was to be like, hey, nigga, you gonna treat me right, if you do fuck on me, we gonna have to date or something. I'm just not letting niggas just run up in me. And if a nigga decide he don't want to fuck with you, you supposed to be okay with that. But instead, what y'all do is y'all start feeling like y'all not wanted. Y'all start feeling horny. Y'all start feeling like y'all call it being a man, right? Y'all start feeling like y'all have needs and shit, and y'all lonely, and y'all want somebody to validate you, or you just want some attention. You know what I'm saying? That's where you go wrong, by just going on ahead and allowing all these random niggas to smash. And what y'all also don't realize is that the smart ones like me, I can tell if you got a low self-esteem as a bottom, you are a hoe. Because that's just what men in this community do. They use sex as a way to cope with shit. So if they got shit going on with them, they done been a victim behind something, they family doing them wrong, they getting treated wrong or whatever, or they not over their childhood traumas or relationship shit in the past, what these niggas do instead of healing and taking time to themselves and doing the work, they just distract themselves with hookup culture, all this other distractions, going out to the club every weekend and shit. And then they wonder why they're not attracting a good dude that wants to date them, because you're operating in low vibration. So check this out. Y'all think I'm saying that bottoms can't do this because I'm saying y'all can't do this just because I want to say the shit. No, I'm telling y'all by my observation and my research throughout this community, I've learned that if a bottom is easily smashed, he is looked at and put over into a category that is only to be smashed now. So what made me take my boyfriend serious was because he set himself aside from the pack. The pack is typical. I'm on hookup apps. I think I can use my butt just like y'all use y'all's penis. I'm doing me. I'm independent. I'm outside. I don't need no man. All I need is some money, and I can travel the world and do what I want to do, and you niggas ain't shit and all that. That's the pack. How he separated himself was, hey, I am a top, but I will consider it if you are serious. I'm just not giving my shit up to just anybody. That is what made me take him serious, because what y'all don't realize is that what y'all become boring, okay? Regular, typical bottoms that just let you come through and hit, y'all become boring because tops have the most access. We can, because since there's only a few of us in a community, whatever city we're in, there's a top 10 of us, basically, that y'all are all choosing from. And there's like over 100 of y'all that we get to choose from. So if every bottom allows us to hit because of that number difference, we start to look at it like, okay, this nigga's nothing. I don't need to take him serious. Like, he getting fucked by all these niggas. So I'm going to just go ahead and wait till I find a nigga that's harder to get, somebody with some more self-esteem, who care about themselves, because we can sense all that. And then that's going to make me actually feel like I done got something, like I done got a prize or something. Not, I just got another one and I need to be worried and stressed out if this nigga gonna cheat on me because another nigga that came by is taller than me or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be about us as individuals and that we are an exception. That's what gives us a green light to go, okay, let me see what's up with him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how y'all separate yourself. Now, trying to make tops get on the same mindset that we don't have no fucking values. All we do is, oh, okay, we're both men. You can smash whoever you want or get smashed by whoever you want, and it doesn't matter. No, it does. You're using your backside. We're using a penetration tool, which is our penis. When you are taking the responsibility of a receiver, you have different responsibilities. Y'all want the same responsibilities and shit. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why tops can do it and bottoms can't, like I was saying, is because y'all are not giving a fuck about a top's body count. Do y'all even get to care? Let me ask y'all this. If there's only a few actual tops and there's so many bottoms, you're too busy trying to compete with the other bottoms or in shit. You don't even have the ability to be able to be picky. And I think that's what y'all mad about. See, we get the ability to be choosy. Y'all don't, because I mean, y'all really do, but you would have to be confident. You have to be self-assured. You can't operate insecure as a bottom that's gonna win. You'll get you a fuck boy, okay, that'll settle for you or something. I'm gonna tell you what a bottom gets that just thinks the same as a top. This is what you get. You get a nigga that wants to use you for your money, your car, your crib, or you get a man that's so much less than you, like he's a bum, he ain't got nothing going for himself. This nigga is staying with his mama at 32 years old or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't got really much going for himself. Y'all pull them type of niggas because those are the only ones that's going to not care about what you got going on, because they only care about themselves, if they even care about themselves, because they don't have shit going on for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So y'all think that y'all are getting men, but really y'all getting little boys And that's why y'all be in and out of situationships and shit, because they not ready to commit. They have self issues with their sexuality. They don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, accept they self for who they are. So what makes you think they getting ready to be in a relationship with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I notice trans and femboys catch these dudes the most. Because, and they wonder why they like, why are y'all misogynistic, but the niggas that I fuck with aren't? Well, because they don't care. They could care less about your body count, who you've been with, what you're doing, how confident you are, where your self-esteem is, where your mental health is. Who cares when all I'm trying to get is a come up off of you? You're a stepping stool, a means to an end. So why do I care about your body count? I'm not even going to give a fuck. I've been that guy before in my early 20s and shit. I have definitely been that guy. When I was just on some, or he may have something going for himself, but he's young-minded and not ready to look for nobody in a relationship. So with that being said, if I'm not trying to be in a relationship, I don't care about your body count. I'm going to come through, smash, I'll kick it with you and all that. Prolong too. Like, I'll kick it with you, probably cuddle with you and all that shit. That's how I used to be, because I just didn't have any emotional investment. So I could just lay there, kick it with him, fuck on him, you know what I'm saying? All that. And it didn't bother me because I had no emotional investment. And I knew that before I even got involved. So that's what is going on with y'all. That's why y'all having such a hard time in relationships. That's one reason. Another, when he was saying like we're like misogynistic towards y'all, I don't believe that's necessarily the case. I look at a dude as an equal as long as he carries himself as my equal. But if you're letting all these niggas smash you, then you're not an equal to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, if the dude has done health work, like if he's worked on his mental health, he's unpacked a lot of his childhood traumas. He's like, if he's done work on himself, then you're equal to me. Because I know that you've gotten there when you're not easy accessible. The guys that are easily accessible are running from shit. They're not dealing with their issues. And that's a deal breaker for me as in a relationship anyway. Because even if you do happen to be okay, we're going to break up eventually. And that's my wisdom. I've already been there and done that. If a nigga is not like comfortable with himself, if he's not happy, if he's not confident, if he doesn't love himself, this is a ticking time bomb for this relationship to end. And one way we gauge that is you just letting all these niggas smash. Oh, so I know you broken. There's no way that y'all are getting ready to sell to a real nigga that there's just people out here that just like to give their body up to all these different people and they're just naturally healthy and there's nothing wrong with them. That doesn't exist in my eyes. A real healthy person feels robbed after so many experiences of giving their body to people and ain't shit coming up out of it and they ain't got nothing to show for it. And then you still got to be independent as fuck. You got to pay all the bills and shit. You got to be all by yourself. And then these niggas will try to cuff you separately from actually getting into a home together and being a real relationship and a real couple. They'll have your ass paying your own rent while they pay their own rent. Y'all act like y'all dating and shit. And ain't shit happening. Just getting smashed on and shit. Like, when you notice, when you love yourself, you'll start to see red flags and start to see niggas is trying to play games and you'll leave them alone. But if you're operating out of desperation where it's like, I'm looking for love and I just keep running into all these fuckboys, but you keep letting all these fuckboys smash, that's the same as the low self-esteem shit I was just talking about. A real nigga's not getting ready to be letting all these niggas smash trying to chase love. That's young boy shit. Like, 25 and down, like, you just out here lost and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that either. And it's like, because we're saying we don't want these things, and that's like the majority of y'all, then it comes off like we're patriarchal, misogynistic, judgmental, etc. But really, the shit just doesn't float our boat. And we've been down the road with guys like you, and you don't need to keep learning the same lesson over and over again. So y'all be mistaking our self-preservation and to keep ourselves from getting our heart broken for misogyny. Can't make this up. So, yeah. Tops have these standards because we can. Bottoms, y'all can have the standards, but you have to actually love yourself. It can't be because it's just the numbers is messed up and there's more tops and less, more bottoms and less tops, and this numbers dynamic is all messed up. So you get to just have the choices we got. You don't. There's more bottoms, like way more bottoms, okay? Y'all versatile dudes be bottoms. Like, I'm just keeping it 100. So that's what's going on here. If bottoms was to be like, hey, nigga, you gonna treat me right or you don't get to get none of this cake. Hey, you gonna have to take me on some dates or something. I'm gonna have to see some real, like, this nigga gotta really be wanting to be in a relationship or something. And that's where I feel like the disconnect is. If y'all don't want to be in a relationship and you're a bottom, you're automatically a thought. There's no reason why you should be giving your box up to niggas and you don't want anything else but the nut. That is what we run from. So it seems like y'all not getting it. Y'all not clocking it. The same thing that y'all use as a way to self-preserve, where y'all go, oh, all these niggas is on fuck shit anyway. All these niggas ain't nothing anyway. These niggas just be thinking that they can smash whoever they want, so we can smash whoever we want. Whenever y'all get on this high horse trying to compete with us and trying to have some power or trying to have some self-esteem, which is fake, that's arrogance, that's not real confidence. When y'all do that, that is when y'all turn us off. Women do the same thing to straight men, so I do agree with that part. Whenever you hear a woman say, I got money, I got this, I got that, I got my own money, I don't need no man, that turns a man off. That's a real man. A real man will accept a woman who has her own passions and shit, but it can't be, I got my own money and I got this and I got that. That makes a man say to himself, oh, so you don't need me. So that means that you're going to be disrespectful. You're not going to feel like you got to submit to me because of you think money is the only reason why you should submit. You can submit and still have money. My boyfriend is the breadwinner in our relationship. This nigga is over 100K a year. I'm probably at that now. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to y'all. But he's always submissive to me. He doesn't feel like because he make more money than me, he's taller than me and all that shit. He don't feel like he can't submit to me. So this whole this whole power wave y'all on, trying to feel better about yourself, but it's not from going through doing the work. It's on some fake ass self confidence, like Nicki Minaj music. Like, you just put on Nicki Minaj and she can make you feel like you that bitch. Like, that's fake as fuck. That's not real confidence. That's a moment of arrogance right there. That's why they make the music that they do, for people to feel better about themselves. Anything that y'all do to make yourself feel better about yourself, and it's not a genuine going through the work, taking time to yourself, self-preserving, self-isolation, looking yourself in the mirror and undoing all your issues and working on yourself, that's the only way you become really confident. You can't become confident lying to yourself, saying, oh, we can do what y'all do too. Oh, yeah, well, we'll find out. And instead of y'all listening to the world, y'all go, we gonna force it. We gonna force these niggas to accept us like we accept them, just like how females try to pull on men. We gonna cheat on these niggas and we gonna force these niggas to accept us back just like we accept them back. Because it ain't fair that they get to cheat on us and we don't get to cheat. And whenever they cheat, we can take them back. But when they do it, they can't take what they dish out. They can't never take what they dish out. So I'm gonna make them. You're not going to. We're never going to. That's one thing about being a man. We know that we're the head honcho, the head of the house. We get to make the final decision. There's way more women than men, and there's way more bottoms than tops. So you can have that mindset on that high horse. You're going to be right by yourself. We're going to choose somebody else who is willing to submit, who is willing to not be a hoe and all that shit. And we're going to pick them. It's that simple. So the majority of y'all is just going to get ran past. Y'all going to get ran through and then ran past, because nobody's going to choose you unless like I said, he's one of those niggas that I named off. He's young-minded, green, don't know what the fuck he got going on, what he doing. Or he got a low self-esteem in his damn self. He out of shape, or he older, knowing that he's not the top pick at all. So he just going to choose whatever the fuck he can and be happy with whatever he can get. Or he gonna be a lame or something. Like, he gonna be trying to use you. He gonna be a bum. Like, Y'all don't want them niggas anyway. So it's just like, that's why y'all have hard times. So that's one reason. And then I'm going to say, I think that the other reason is because of the numbers difference. Because there's so many bottoms and there's not as many tops. And then the versatile dudes are kind of really swinging onto bottom side more than anything. Y'all look at each other like girls and shit instead of looking at each other like, well, wait a minute. If I don't like this shit, why am I acting like this shit? If I don't like niggas who act like girls, why am I acting like a girl? And then I expect a nigga to like me. It's going to go the same way. If I don't like the shit, then they not going to like me. That's something that we can't relate on as masculine dudes, because masculine dudes like each other. And you cannot say I'm wrong. So, yes, there's rarely a masculine guy that prefers a femme guy. And I noticed that most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they are battling their sexuality. They don't accept themselves for who they are. So you being more feminine than them makes them feel like they're with a woman, or like it gives them it's like, you know, the generic version of a real woman to them. So they're like, you know, okay, cool. I could do this because it's more familiar and it doesn't emasculate me. It doesn't make me feel like a gay dude. Because if I link up with this, like a nigga like me, then I'm obviously gay. But if I link up with a dude that act like a girl and shit, or one that want to be a girl, well then it ain't as bad type shit. And then y'all wonder why y'all always in the closet and nobody ever take y'all out on public or go out public with y'all in a relationship, because you're literally a place where they go and shit and leave. And no nigga sleeps where they shit. You're the sneak off. You're the jump off. You're the sneaky link. Like, niggas don't value that. Y'all think it's valued because we keep coming back. But that's just because niggas be having shit going on in their lives, and niggas use sex to cope too. So if you gonna be easy and he know he can get you whenever he want, well, of course he's not gonna go nowhere, because he knows that you desperate and you need that attention. As opposed to females are not as easy as men are, as bottoms are. Females will still need a little something, a little conversation, a little dinner, a little dinner date, a little something. Men, bottoms don't need shit. You can literally just hit up a bottom and get some immediately. They will literally take the time out of their whole day, not eat for you, and you ain't nobody to them. They will break their fucking neck to get that dick. That is the reason why y'all niggas is still getting fucked on, but nobody's cuffing you, because you're convenient. I know that what I'll be saying might hurt y'all, but I'm trying to tell y'all it's the truth. So take it or leave it, or you can continue to be hard-headed and say that ain't gonna apply to me, and you can continue to do what you do, and you'll find out the hard way when it's too late, and then you're gonna be on some woulda, coulda, shoulda shit. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything else as to why bottoms have such a hard time in relationships? And because of how easy y'all are, that is the reason why a lot of like guys with that know their worth, that know that they're worth a lot, meaning I'm a good person, I done healed from a lot of my trauma, and I got a lot going for myself. Not only that, I check off the boxes that niggas want and they're looking for. So with that being said, that's the reason why I decided I was only cuffing an untouched dude that has never bottomed. I'm gonna say it like that. Because what I've noticed is I feel like there's a numbness that I get from bottoms who have been in this lifestyle and this culture for a while. I feel like this lifestyle is so toxic that it turns some of the best ones into horrible people, thoughts and shit, because of just this the way that this lifestyle normalizes hookup culture. So I started noticing that all my biggest issues was coming from dudes like that. So what I did was, after being able to turn out so many straight dudes as well, I basically combined my intellect and was like, you know what? The best experiences that you've had, and this is before I got with my dude, the best experiences that you've had have been with niggas that you was either the exception, their first time, or it was a top that decided to bottom for you. You were some type of exception. All the ones that did you dirty, ghosted you, acted like they didn't have to respect you, try to sleep on you, and all this other shit, them was all the bottoms that I had, smashed that was just a part of the lifestyle already. So then I was like, you know what? Fuck that. In order for me to get what I want, and I lost my virginity to a dude that was straight and we were experimenting. So with all that being said, me going back to my roots and what I prefer and everything, I found that I'm not going to be satisfied unless I get with a dude that's untouchable, inaccessible, and, you know, has not been smashed by a dude before. A straight dude, a top, something like that. That was going to be what I had to go for, because all the other ones, I felt like they did not love themselves, and that turned me off completely. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I basically wanted a dude like this off of Moonlight. I'm going to show y'all that clip.
You're the only man that's ever touched me. You're the only one. I haven't really touched anyone since.
A dude that just is not for the streets, not for everybody. Somebody that's off to the cut that you cannot have access to unless you are like somebody that they like personally. It can't be about just tops or bottoms or verse and are you this? You got this amount of money. None of that. It had to be about me. And the only way it's going to be about me, I noticed is if I have an experience with this person that nobody else has. And one of those main things that men value who care about themselves, which is why a lot of straight men who do care about themselves, because some straight men are just like that because they've been conditioned to think like that. But I just noticed more confidence and shit in men who were not a part of this lifestyle. If they were curious or something, they still have the confidence. They still have the want to love. Like, they still have that innocence in them. But when it comes to gay dudes, I felt like I was just always in front of somebody who's been so tainted. I don't know if it's just because of childhood stuff, the belittling that they went throughout their life or whatever, but I can see the shit. And it turns me off. As opposed to when you're around an average straight dude, he just cool. He just going with the flow of his life and just navigating his life. And he has the potential to be more emotionally inclined. I'm not talking about average, young-minded young niggas and shit. I'm talking about men who have done work on themselves and they've leveled up in a lot of ways, like I said, like I have myself. So, yeah, it became, if I'm not taking the virginity, I'm not doing it. I need the virginity. I can't get you pregnant. There's a lot of shit we cannot do. So I need the virginity straight up. And then we can get married and shit. That way I know it's going to be solid. But yeah, like it just became, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't going to satisfy me at all. Just settling for a regular bottom. It was not getting ready to satisfy me at all. So what I will say though is that if you are a bottom or a verse dude that does love yourself, and you've done the work by unpacking all your traumas and stuff and just becoming to where you can live life to your best, fullest potential and be happy with yourself, I do feel like you do deserve still a guy to come through and treat you like you deserve as a prize, because I feel like that would still make you a prize. That was just my personal decision. I'm not telling other tops only smash and date and take serious virgins. I'm saying that was what I did to self-preserve my feelings, because I was tired of getting ran through the ringer with toxic ass bottoms and shit, because they didn't have all this dick in the world and they could care less about yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just another one. Like, I just wasn't going to be that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's going to shame me for it. There's another clip I want to enter on here of a guy talking about if his son was gay, his son was going to be just like him. And so he was going to make sure this and that. And here, check this out, because it was facts.
Hypothetically, if my son had to be gay, he's still going to be just like me. He's just going to be gay. So instead of having all the hoes, He just gonna have all the bros. But he gonna be one of them classy gay niggas. You see what I'm saying? Like, he gotta be conservative with the cheeks. That way, he can meet him a nice, rich gay dude, because rich dudes are successful, right? Then, I'm gonna move into their house, and they're gonna take care of me for the rest of my life. Boom. But what if I walk in on them having sex one day?
Hypothetically, right?
Everybody needs to decide what they want to be, how they want to live their life in the next 5 to 10 years. Don't just live for right now and think that what you do right now won't matter in the future, because it will, to a real one. Okay? When you go and get an apartment that ain't shit, they may not run a credit check. But if you go get an apartment that is nice and is actually worth something, oh, they're going to do a credit check. I mean, it's the same thing here with men. If you think that your past is not going to matter, you're sadly mistaken. Okay? Do not be that guy. So choose who you want to be and what kind of life you want to lead. If you know that you're a lover boy in the heart and you want to have a boyfriend and shit, you better quit allowing all these niggas to smash and think that you just going to find one eventually, because you're not. Okay? And if you do, he's going to be a fuckboy that's going to disappoint the shit out of you. And then two, if you, which I find hard to believe that that is going to be any kind of majority, but if you actually don't want to be in a relationship and you just don't care, I can only sense that you have a low ass self-esteem and you just don't feel worthy of it. But if that's what the fuck you want to do, that's your prerogative. And just don't feel all bad when you don't find a guy to take you serious. Be happy with yourself. Be genuinely happy with just yourself. And then, you know, everybody got their way, got what they wanted. And yes, don't get me wrong, there's risk regardless of what route you go down, because I could have definitely had that mindset, and then I could have ended up with a dude that did let me hit for the first time. And then that made him curious and him want to go off and smash other niggas or get smashed by other niggas. So yeah, being with a virgin or a dude that's never experienced something is not always the safest, because you can still encounter a fuckboy just in the making and training. You know what I'm saying? I have been through that as well. I told you I've taken many virginities. Okay, so yeah, I finally found one that served the purpose I was looking for and actually fulfills me. So very thankful for that. Everybody doesn't get that, because this is a high standard in this lifestyle. So I'm very blessed and thankful to have found what I have found, which is why I also am very territorial when I do find it, because, you know, this shit is not coming around often. You feel me? So that's another reason why I'm, you know, marriage material and all that, because that's what's going to make me marriage material. Somebody who is going to take me just as serious. And I'm sorry, if you get to that point just because you're tired of getting smashed by all these different randoms and you just want to be able to settle down, that is not good enough for a nigga like me. I feel like that is just somebody who is washed up and they finally got a clue and now they want to try to settle down on me. No, sir. Go get you another nigga for that. I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gets to choose what they want to do, and what life they want to live. And also, before I end this video, I just want to say this too. I have never said that it was okay for tops to just be all extra thotty and go out here and smash all these different bottoms. I'm saying that it wouldn't matter if a top didn't smash all them bottoms or if he did smash a bunch of bottoms, because guess what? A bottom don't care as long as you got what the fuck he want, and he don't care about sexuality. I mean, he don't care about body count. He don't value a top based on his body count, because a lot of tops smash you so well because they got a high body count. So I feel like bottoms expect a nigga to have a high body count, and when we don't expect the same of them, they're offended. But you're not the same. You are getting penetrated, which makes you different. Get that through y'all's head. And I don't date other tops. Well, not in that way. So I don't get to tell tops, you know, hey, if you smash all these dudes, nobody gonna want to cuff you, because that shit ain't true. That's false as shit. I've lived it, and it's not about the number or whatever, or the amount, because see, everybody has their own opinion on what a thought is or a hoe is. I could have smashed maybe 50 dudes, and a lot of people would be like, okay, that's kind of normal throughout, about for a 30-year-old, that's kind of normal in this lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? But if I had smashed 100, then I'll be a thought, what's the difference for real? To me, if a bottom then got smashed by 10 dudes, that's a thought to me. And they'll give a top a pass for smashing 30 dudes. So what is really, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we really talking about there? That's all based on the person's opinion, the individual's opinion. So yes, bottoms, learn that your value is going to be within your ability to withhold, not indulge, okay? Y'all think that you're going to still be valuable for indulging in all this hookup shit, and that's not just because you become a power bottom and all that. No. That's valuable to a fuckboy because he doesn't want to have a hard time getting in. If you're a hard time getting in and he feels like this is too complicated, this is making me soft and all that shit, I don't want to do this, this is too much. But if the dude is genuine about a relationship, he'll want to take his time to get inside of you because he'll know this is a token. I'm the first nigga in here. I'm the only nigga that's gonna be in here potentially. So, you know what I'm saying? This is worth taking my time on. What makes a bottom valuable is being hard to get, somebody who's not available to everybody, somebody who's low key, what they call it, discreet or whatever, and knowing that no other tops got access to this nigga type shit. That's what makes a bottom a high value. What makes a top high value should be his ability to initiate dates, his ability to know how to get creative with planning dates and, being a leader of y'all's unit, having his shit together. I would say yes, having a car, crib, being kind of financially stable, knowing what you want, knowing where you're going, like being confident and stable and shit is what make a top. It should make a top valuable, but that's if I had to make the call. But because y'all niggas is the ones that get to choose what makes the top valuable, basically what we've learned and what we caught drift of what y'all consider a top valuable for is being masculine, having good wood, maybe being taller than a nigga or something. And yeah, if you got your little shit going for yourself, that's cool. But most bottoms that I know, they don't care what you got going on because they still feel like they're men and they want to have their own too. So it'll be like, you'll run into a lot of contradictions. Like, okay, so I did all this to make sure I was solid and I was a potential partner for somebody or an eligible bachelor. And you mean to tell me all I'm going to get is niggas who want to compete with me or they want to be just like me? So how we going to actually be a unit if you trying to be just like me? Y'all don't get that. You know what I'm saying? That's a turn off to a real nigga. A real nigga want to be able to lead the relationship. Yes, not control you, not belittle you, not shame you, but they want to know that there's an equality in this relationship, but you also can acknowledge that I'm the head of household or etc. That's what a real top want. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might not like it. It is what it is, but that's what it is. So, yeah. Know your worth. Stay on your worth. Do not budge just because a nigga want to come through and offer you a little something, or he got the body, he got the masculinity, he got the look, and you just give it up. If you do that, you'll learn. That's all I gotta say. Tops. Quit being F-boys who are little boys who don't want to step up to the plate and don't want to be no leader and all that. Quit being a punk, bro. Like, that's why a lot of these niggas is single too. That's why a lot of this is happening. Men aren't stepping up to the plate. And then bottoms think that they can be just as manly as us. And then it's like there's all this confusion. Nobody knows their place. That's the reason why I believe in what y'all call heteronormative relationships. Because I think it's more peaceful when both people know their role and know what they're like, and they want to do their role. Like, have y'all seen that interview with Keisha Kaur where she was talking to oh boy, he's in the community, I forget his name, Curtis something or something like that. and they was out on a boat or whatever, and she literally was like, I love taking care of my man. I love being submissive. I love doing what he needs to be taken care of and shit. I enjoy it. It makes me feel whole. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be. It shouldn't be two men trying to compete on who's going to be the provider, who's going to make the most money, who's going to be the head honcho. No, it needs to be somebody enjoys taking care of somebody in a certain way, and then that other person enjoys taking care of that person in a certain way, and they meet in the middle so that both of their needs are met, as opposed to I'm going to do what a man's supposed to do, and because I'm a man and I'm a bottom, I'm still going to do what a man's supposed to do, and we're just going to both be just some hard-ass niggas in this bitch. Like, that's not going to work. Relationships take balance. So that's where also the issue is, and why nobody's working out in relationships, because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. And yeah, we're learning from scratch. There's no blueprint for a lot of gay relationships, but we create our own. But if the only way that y'all gonna create y'all's own is believing in poly and shit, well, that's cop out. That's actually not doing what I just said. That's not stepping up to the plate and being a man, or being somebody who is worthy of a relationship. That's being weaker and submitting to hookup culture, because you just don't believe. You're too pessimistic and wounded to believe that anything real is going to come out of this, because that's all you've witnessed or if you experienced. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, but you need to get around from that environment, and you need to get around other people, because there's niggas out here getting married and buying houses and having kids and shit. Straight up. So while you sit up there trying to normalize just getting smashed and nothing coming of it, well, so sad for you. Feel me? Straight up. Yeah, y'all, that's it for this one. Let me know what y'all think. Hit them comments up. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.